Hello guys, MinishCap1 here. I have not done a video like this in a while. This is going to be a proxy guide, or a bit of a proxy explainer. So, I figured this game would be a good opportunity to explain proxy again, because I haven't made one of these in a long time. And so I'm actually going to go into the replay of this game and show you guys the replay. So this game I actually am playing, so the reason why I'm explaining this game first of all is I am against a Caitlyn top lane. The person I'm playing against is a Grandmaster Caitlyn top lane player. I know, he's like 700 LP playing this. So, I figured this would be a good time. So you see how he's zoning me early game from the wave, and he can continue this to the entire laning phase. So obviously we want to find an opportunity to get behind the turret and proxy. My starting items after this game was Rejuve Bead and Refill Potion with second wind. So Singed, if you guys did not know, has one of the highest, or the second, tied for the second highest base health regeneration in the entire game. Okay, and so what this means is that, we'll go ahead and TV back in here. What this means is that when you buy a rejuvenation bead, because it's based off of your base health regeneration, you gain a lot of value off of this item. So we're actually currently gaining 8 health per second, which is pretty good. I believe is what that means. But 22 over 5, you have the potion, we're gonna get a lot more regen. So Singed can regenerate quite a bit of HP in the early game with a Rejuve Bead. That's why I took that. However, with the Rejuve Bead, you have to bear in mind that I am going to be going double AP shards, because you need ability power to activate clear waves. So here, Caitlyn's going to try and harass me a bit behind turret, but that's okay. I still have a flash available if I need to use it. And so here's where the double AP shards come into play. I'm going behind the turret immediately at level 2 to look for any wave that I can. She gets me low, I flash out, it's okay. It's going to happen sometimes where your matchup is obscenely hard and you are locked out of proxy. And eventually I will show you guys my map vision perspective only, just to reiterate, or I guess teach what I'm seeing in the game. Like I could show you the replay, or not replay, but my recording of this game. But I feel like my recording would not be as helpful as me going in afterwards and showing you guys this perspective. So welcome back to lane here. I have boots now, and we can abuse the Caitlyn with the fact that she has no teleport, so it's harder for her to reset her lane, while I can actually take recalls and look for proxy and reset it that way. So here was a little bit of poke to push the wave. With Singed, you kind of have to do that. She's putting traps in the wave. She wants to look for a kill on me here. She knows I have no flash, but she has flash, so what we're doing is just dodging through the traps, and if I get chunked out, that's fine. So what do I see right here on my screen? I see that the incoming wave is far enough where I have time to go walk through the jungle and proxy if I want to, but I also need to be careful because I don't know exactly what the jungler is, but their Krugs just respawn, right? So their jungler could easily be here. Turns out Viego is here, so we're gonna look for the I believe it's W on my feet. Yeah, W on my feet, phase rush escape, and we just look for the escape. So it's a bit of a risk to go for the proxy there, but I am wasting a lot of Caitlyn's time here, which is good. Look for the recall. The enemy support also shows up, and their mid laner roams on me as well. I think in hindsight, I should have just died to the mid laner, but I'm not able to do it there. That's okay. On the bright side, I did waste a lot of Caitlyn's time, and she did not get the wave pushed in. The wave's actually pushing towards me because I got the wave pushed in. So even though I died, it is a okay outcome. You don't want to spam death on Singed if you can avoid it, though. You're gonna buy Amp Tome, get some AP for the first time this game. Back up 38 AP. You don't want to spam deaths on Singed. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that ping noise. Holy. See if I can turn that down a little bit. That's crazy. You don't want to spam death on Singed if you can avoid it, just because you don't gain extra value for dying the same way that other champions do. Like if you farm the entire wave behind the turret when you die, it's sometimes okay, but you have to be careful. Here I'm looking for proxy again immediately. Viego should not be here because he just cleared his top side. We know that this jungler is clearing from top to bot now, because once he goes to Krugs, he resets, or sorry, once he resets, he goes back to Krugs. So if he shows bottom, we know that his next step after recall is going to be to come top for Krugs. And because I'm walking through here, I actually have the vision of these Krugs over and over for my team. And I can see that on my map as well, and know when they're coming back up to know about the general time when he will be here. He might show up before that if he's doing a cheese gank or something like that, but I also sometimes like to do this where I will walk down into the Raptor camp and get vision on that camp as well, because it can help my jungler to get that vision, just to know when the camp itself is reset. Taking a recall there because there's not enough benefit for me to stay there and try and farm more, plus the enemy Caitlyn could be roaming, and she actually was roaming. If you, as a general rule, if the enemy or your creep wave is underneath the enemy turret and you don't see the laner there, they're probably looking for you. So try and recall or ult or get out in some way, if possible. Here, running back to top lane, my first item this game is going to be a rocket belt, but I'm going for the Fiendish Codex component first, so in case I need to use my ultimate to farm, I can have the cooldown up faster. So here, I'm going to go ahead and pop my ultimate, yep, because she is looking to harass me. She warded the bush, she put traps in the bush, so we know that she wants to try and get some damage off on me, right? So pop the ult immediately and just start farming, save some HP. And the ultimate will give me AP and armor to help push this in. Okay, push it in. Now look at the map state. We don't know for sure where Viego is, but I'm going to go ahead and risk this because my flash is coming up soon. Caitlyn puts a trap on the bush. You always want to try and take one wave here in between tier 1 and tier 2, and then you want to move your next proxy between tier 2 and tier 3. The reason why you move to tier 2 and tier 3 is because it makes it harder for the enemy top laner to respond to you. It's a much longer walk for them to go all the way to here than it is for them to just respond to you right here when you're in basically just their face farming. So if you can get behind tier 2 and tier 3, it reduces it. We saw Viego on bush in vision right there, so no, he's not nearby. And now we can reset because I'm out of mana. The Caitlyn we saw walk on the ward. If she walks this way, I just look for the execute, but she does have Caitlyn ult, so you gotta be careful. But with the reset, run back to lane, I have double amp tome as well. More and more AP means this push becomes easier and easier for us as well. Then we just look to shove it up. And here I actually don't go immediately for the proxy because whenever Caitlyn's back timing was such that her walk would be with her minions, so I don't want to just like walk through here and get insta harass. She also put a trap down immediately, so what I can do is just put the goo down, get the wave crashed in, walk away. And I have my ultimate back up because of the Fiendish Codex, and I can just pop the R again immediately just like this, force the proxy. I'm getting chunked by her trap and her net there, but that's okay. Because of the ultimate, able to kind of force this a bit. We see Viego. Fling flash, run away. I do eat the Caitlyn ult, but here I'm actually able to use my teleport to escape. TP to my turret. So the reason why I did that is because at 10 minutes, your teleport channel time becomes significantly shorter with Unleashed Teleport. So you can actually use it for a creative escape. And whenever I did that, I looked at the map and I noticed that the amount of time to the next dragon fight was long enough to where I'm comfortable using my teleport, right? Or I feel that my team would not be able to significantly contest it in some way. Same thing with like Rift Herald or something like that. If I don't think that my teleport is going to be valuable for that next objective, then in terms of like me being in side lane and TPing in, then I will just go ahead and use it to make an escape or make a play or something like that. But this game we're using it to make an escape there, which is really good because we don't want to gain large amounts of deaths on Singed if we can avoid it. The enemy Caitlyn buys a Cull here, and that's at 77 CS. I'm actually ahead of her in CS. So the reason I'm recalling here is that I have Rocket Belt Spike. It's okay to back for your item spike. But yeah, she bought a Cull at 77 CS at 11.5 minutes. That's not great, but it'll be okay this game. Okay, so here we're just using ultimate. Let me rewind a bit. Just using, as soon as she walks up, I use my ultimate and Rocket Belt to try and just fight her. Because we don't want to give her any sort of space to actually play the lane. Just pressure her with the ultimate immediately. She is really fast though, because she has tier 2 boots, and I assume she has celerity as well. Nope, no celerity, but she does have absolute focus, which will get chunked down by my poison and my trade there. And I took a lot less damage than she did, which is quite nice. She does have healing from Doran's Ring and her Cull, but the reason why you trade aggressively like that is just to chunk their health bar. Okay, we see a pink ward in the bush. My Hecarim is trying to gank it. He, I think he dies, unfortunately. Yeah, he unfortunately dies, but I make the escape here. That's not something I can control, that he entered my lane like that, but it is what it is. Essentially what I'm doing this whole laning phase is just playing around vision, playing around the wave bounce, playing around where I see my wave is, or sorry, enemy wave is behind her turret, because this wave in your bot lane will match her wave in top lane. I can use that to time my push properly. You don't want to push too early, you don't want to push too late. To get around the turret, here I just proc phase rush and walk away. Take the chance to kill her pink ward as well. And then walk it down. The same deal, proxy behind tier 2. Okay, Caitlyn's looking for me here, so we just pop the ult, run away. And so here what happens is the Caitlyn actually walks for a fight down in the river, and I see her walk down right here, so I can look for turret first blood here. This is very, very helpful, because a lot of the time when the enemy laner is not able to get solo kills on you, they will just look to leave, but you can punish that super hard, as you can see. With Singed, also, when your ultimate's running, you are much better hitting turrets as well. You take them quite a bit faster, but then sometimes you don't want to actually ult for a turret if you don't have to, so... Yeah, this game ended up being okay. Now I have the build that I actually went for this game. I went tier... Okay. Sorry about that. The pings are very obnoxious this game. This game I went for a tier 2 boots upgrade first, Swifties, into Aether Wisp, into Amptome. I'm going for a Cosmic Drive second. And the idea behind this is because I'm against such a hard matchup, in the side lane, where I just need to have my ultimate to farm, I am stacking as much ability haste as possible early game. Rocket Belt is 20 ability haste, and Cosmic Drive is 25 ability haste. So when I stack those together, my ultimate cooldown becomes very low. With just Rocket Belt, I believe I have 20 ability haste. Yeah, my ultimate's already an 83-second cooldown, down from 100, but then with the Cosmic as well, I believe it goes down to like 70. It's quite low, which is very nice. So here, I'm TPing top. The reason I'm TPing top is because my team is caught in near Dragon, and this fight is probably already over. Unfortunately for me, my Azir also TPs top, so they can't contest Dragon at all now, but not like we were going to because my ADC and support were super chunked out. So now me and Azir are both in top lane. We're chilling, we're pushing. I believe we go for tier 3 here. Oh, the Mel shows up. I try to get onto her Rocket Belt, but she roots me, so we just back off. Which is fine. And then I look for mid, hit mid once, back off more. And now we are officially post-laning phase. The rest of this game plays out pretty much like your standard League of Legends Fiesta. We do end up winning, which is quite nice. But let me go into another game and show you guys what to do for another difficult early game section. So, this next game, I was playing versus... Let me find a good one for you guys. There's a lot of good ones, because a lot of these games end up being proxy farm fests. There's one I played versus a Teemo. There's one that I played versus a Shen, but that one's not, like, super informative. There's one I played versus a Gragas, which you guys might like that one. Here's one versus a Kennen. This one could be good. Yeah, this kind of one's good. Let's show you guys the kind of one. So I'll load up this replay and show you guys another game of proxy laning phase real quick. That way you can have 2 games to watch before the video is over, and give you guys some more experience overall, or learning overall, I should say. I'm sorry if I mix my words up. It's the ADHD has been crazy lately, so this is loading. This replay is loading. Sorry. Here we go. So versus a Kennen top lane this game, I took a spellbook setup. But you don't level 1 proxy unless you really have it just for free. If the enemy is not contesting your level 1 proxy at all. If they are, by all means, don't do it. But if they are not contesting it, then find it. That's my general rule. So here versus Kennen, I actually opted for a Darkseal start. His poke and harass at level 1 is just not quite as high as something like Caitlyn or Teemo. So Darkseal is a-okay. Then you get to save the money while having extra AP. I took, I believe this guy, I took move speed and tenacity shard. I took double health scaling shard, actually. I'm looking for level 1 here. I actually see the Kennen, so I will not be able to force level 1 quite that hard. I back off immediately. I see that my team is scouting Jax over here, so we walk up. Then the Jax goes for the stun. But the nice part about this is that he's losing a lot of HP here. And then I will happily walk back up the river. I'm actually looking over here for the Kennen fishing from their proxy. What I'm doing right here, you can do this versus opponents. You can sit in the river, and you can scare them into thinking you're going to try and force the proxy, even though I'm not. Because what I'm doing is I'm actually watching the creep wave, seeing when it's going to exit turret range, and now guess what? I have prio on the wave over you. Because you thought I was going to proxy, but you were in river. And so I can just go here and push the lane normally. And then again, because it's non-ignite Kennen, and it's not electrocute Kennen, his poke is high, but his damage is predictable, so I can actually predict his overall DPS and just use that to DPS the wave in my favor. We're looking to not push wave 1 too hard too fast, but we do want to try and get some damage on Kennen if we can. And the reason why is we just don't want to freeze the wave against us, right? So thankfully it ended up being mostly okay. It's slightly frozen, but this next backline should walk up when that minion dies. I just like to push this as hard as I can. Kennen's damage being quite predictable here. If he had Ignite or Electrocute, I would recall right now and reset instantly. But because he has neither Electrocute nor Ignite, I can just go right around, look for my proxy, and because I don't actually know where Jax is right now in my vision, so I'll show you guys my vision here. My goal is not to farm the next wave, and I don't have mana regen for anyway, so my goal actually here is just to execute. I could not get the full wave, unfortunately, because I was out of mana. Happens sometimes, but the nice part is that my wave was crashed under his turret, so this next wave will bounce into me, which is good. TP, for that reason, I TP instantly. This TP was actually not that great because I'm TPing underneath turret range, but at least I don't miss experience here. Experience is king early game, so I take a turret shot and an auto, but I don't miss experience. I actually don't even miss gold either. That's the nice part of the TP. I miss a lot of HP, but here, putting W on a Kennen just to scare him a bit and see if I can get in range for a fling. If not, no worries. He chunks a lot of my HP. The turret shot doing a lot of work for him as well. That's fine. I actually did take Time Warp Tonic this game as well, because I went Spellbook this game. Time Warp Tonic does give it the extra healing. Here, I could proxy, but I don't want to force it too hard because I'm low, but the good part is that I got the wave crashed in. That's the most important part, is getting the wave crashed in. If you can't crash the wave, then you're more significantly screwed than any other situation. Because the proxy can always happen later, but your main goal should be to crash the wave, and with that, you're doing wave management, right? So by the boots here, and just look to let him push. My Kha'Zix is coming. Put the ghost in. He ends up flashing and using E. That's fine. He gets that very quickly. Kha'Zix eats a lot of my experience here, but again, that's okay. We got the gank. I still have 2 charges of potion with Time Warp Tonic up, and just look to push this all the way in. Every level that I get, I will get significantly more HP than him as well, because I have double health scaling shards. He's level 5, he has 1038. I'm level 5, I have 1097. I'm starting to already outpace him quite hard on the HP. What shards does he have? He has flat health, double AP. Interesting. So here I can look for proxy. I actually see the Jax farming, so I back off instantly. If the enemy jungler is there, it's just not worth it. Wave's already crashed. This will slow push into me, so there's really no point to force that proxy and just end up dying. I have enough money to get Antome and Null Magic Mantle, so I can jog right on back to lane here. And we're going to repeat the same thing, essentially. Just repeat the same thing. Wait for him to push. This is a very ideal lane state because he doesn't have a lot of damage. He hasn't recalled yet. And now that I know his recalling is going to have more damage, I'm going to try and stop his recall. I'm walking forward here. I couldn't find him, unfortunately. Where was he recalling? He was recalling... I'm actually curious. I remember this, and I didn't know where he was backing. Oh, I was just out of range the whole time. I was just a little bit slow. That's okay. We shove the wave in. Use your Poison Trail last hit to your advantage. You can leave the wave early. Now, that is the one and only good thing about this minion change, is that you can leave the wave early to look for your proxy. That's it. Everything else has been a nerf, unfortunate. But look for that wave. I see that Jax was in river fighting Kha'Zix. I'm comfortable proxying more because I have my ultimate up now. I think Kennen's ganking me. I pop the R immediately. I also have a summoner heal here. He uses his ultimate. Jax is here, unfortunately for me. So I do end up dying, but the nice part is Kennen doesn't get the kill. And Kennen loses a whole wave under turret. And the next wave, guess what? It is crashed into turret as well. So I, being the entrepreneurial Singed, will TP immediately to the top lane with Merc Treads and just start farming again. chunk the Kennen as well in a trade right there. Again, my goal always is to push the wave. My goal is not to kill Kennen here unless it's absolutely free. Because you just kind of can't kill him at this point without your ultimate. Jack's ganking me, unlucky. I put W on the ground and just walk away. Bye-bye, guys. Nice gank. Good try. Merc Treads at this point in the game are just a little bit too powerful for Kennen to fully burst through. I did use my Ghost, but I do have Unsealed Spellbook for more summoners if I need it. Get my Faded Ashes. I could also go for Rocket Belt components here. It's not bad this game. But my goal here is to just push. I'm not very impressed with Kennen's gameplay, so I'm okay going a bit greedier with the Leandries for damage. Okay, Kennen is here. I pop the R immediately. The reason why I pop the R immediately, again, I don't know where Jax is. And so if I think Kennen's going to stop me, I pop the R. And because he's walking with the wave, his intention most likely is to try and stop me. Okay, so pop the R. He's going to walk through poison, take a lot of damage. He backs off of the chase basically instantly. He doesn't want any of that smoke. And because I have Faded Ashes, my wave clear is great. There is a Jax nearby. Fling him. I get flashed on by Kennen. W on my feet, and because of the Merc Treads, once again, I have escaped. The double health shards also coming in, or health scaling shards also coming in clutch there. Plus 160 HP. I believe I lived with less than 160, so it was a HP shard differential here. What did I live with? Yeah, I lived with 112 HP, so that ends up being HP shards making the difference. Now we just look to recall instantly. Kennen once again lost minions under turret. And my CS lead is starting to really come into effect. I'm 20 CS up in a matchup where I should be 30 CS down. And then we just jog back, crash this wave. We know Kennen is going to recall because he used a lot of his resources on me. He actually didn't recall, so I see that he doesn't recall. I swap my Summoner Spellbook to Ignite, thinking I can maybe try and dive this guy because for some reason he didn't recall when I thought that he would, because he really should have recalled there. I think he sees his minion deficit and is trying to play around the fact that he wants to catch up. But now that I know he's low and I know that his ult is down, guess what I can do? I can dive him because I have my ult up, and I have a lot of AP now. Okay, so we look to fling him. I missed the goofling, but I don't think he expects my ignite. Then when the ignite comes down, he tries to walk out of the poison. He just completely disrespects me. He thinks that he can get away with farming like that because he doesn't expect my damage output. But the ignite happens. He wasn't paying attention to my spellbook swap. He's dead. Insta-cooked. Then I got the plate as well. We take the reset. The reason why I reset it and don't go for another wave is, again, I just don't know where Jax is. If I knew that Jax was botted, I'd happily go for one more wave, but it's very greedy there to go for that when I don't know where he is. Okay, Haunting, guys, is up. I should be able to get my Leandries before this guy, if I recall correctly. So you're walking in river. I want to push this wave, but I don't want to skip it. But again, he actually had prio on that wave for the first time this game, so it'll push into my turret for the first time. It looks like at 12 minutes and 28 seconds. Not bad, I'll say, versus this matchup. Not bad at all. All right, now the wave's going to slowly push towards him because it bounced off my turret. But we can help that obviously by farming the entire wave up here. Let me just rewind that really quickly. Yep, just poison through the wave, and then I will look to channel my recall because I want to flank TP bottom. Alright, any bot lane sees a TP, they back off. I pop the ghost. I have Leandries up here. Soraka silences herself to try and catch me. And Caitlyn dies to the poison. Very nice. I recall. They do see my back, unfortunately, and Kennen is pushing waves during this, but he's still down like 20 CS this whole time. Jax runs away. Oh, there's a fight here. Sorry, my bad. Let me rewind that. Jax hops away because they're sawing my recall over and over, but I'm now sawing their recall as well. Jax in the bush. And then Soraka proc phase rush. Or sorry, not phase rush. Cinder walks over. I get 2 assists. Not bad. Kennen is still down 14 CS. Kozik's holding the turret as well. Now I recall. A lot of extra gold. By an Aether Wisp. We do go Cosmic this game, I believe, or Shirley's afterwards, and then look to farm it out. Okay, okay, the reason why I ult immediately again right there when I look for the proxy is that Kennen E's into me. He's only going to E into me if Jax is nearby, and I was correct to ult there. Look at where Jax is when I show vision. He has no incentive to fight me 1v1 because he can't kill me 1v1. He would just lose HP for no reason. Because Jax, I assumed was nearby correctly, I popped the R early, just walk over here, he's zoned from poison, hit the turret. And now, because he used abilities, I can look to just hit turret, fling him again here. Look how much damage he took compared to me, and I'm eating turret shots, right? Now, if he stays, guess what? He's diveable again. And if he leaves, I take his turret. Which means turret first blood versus this matchup, which is a fiendish matchup. And there's turret first blood for me. Did we get boot feats this game? I forget. We might have, but just look to push it all the way in. And now, from this point on, the game is honestly pretty easy for me. He panic ults right there because he thought I would dive him. I just walked up to just psych him out a bit. Stop his recall with my goo there as well. Push the wave in, just ruining his tempo completely. After he pushes, just push more. Here, in this scenario, because he's poked, and I notice that he's like really greedy farming, I actually stay again. He doesn't see me right here, if you notice Kennen, and I'm sitting on top of the blast cone. The moment that he E's this wave, I'm gonna go for him, because guess what? I have ult, I have flash. He E's forward, I hop over. Yoink. He flashes, he's an ult here, I believe, as well. He doesn't have it because I psyched him out earlier, yeah. Then I get the kill. Run away with the blasting plant. Enemy team sees me. What can they do? Caitlyn ghosts at me. I believe I popped the ghost here to get away. Yeah, because if she E autos me once and then ults me, I'm dead. So we get out, and this Kennen is just having the worst time imaginable playing versus a Proxy Singed this game. I am now up turret first blood. I'm up 3 kills. I'm up 1 assist. I am up 30 CS almost. He is greatly suffering in this game, and I'm gonna have to have my Cosmic Drive, a 2-item spike. I walk mid, and you don't have to worry about what happens here, but we do end up winning this game for what it's worth. It's a great game. That being said, guys, I'm sorry if this was a very large amount of information, but I wanted to get a bit of a proxy refresher uploaded for you guys, and I want to do it versus 2 hard matchups because people ask about this all the time. So here you go. Proxy versus hard matchups. You have to play your wave states. You cannot force level 1 unless it's absolutely free. You need to be able to use ability power to bounce waves correctly. And don't just blindly force the proxy if you do not have the health for it, or if the jungler is there. Don't blind force because you can get poked out. The biggest goal is just to crash the wave into the turret. If you can do that, you can reset and proxy later. Use your ultimate to your advantage. You can use your ultimate to force proxy as well, because you can use your ult when you have pry on the wave. Ult for the wave coming out of the turret range, farm it, go around while your ult's still up from the next wave, go in a jungle, recall, reset, right? But don't just force a blind proxy because you'll get punished, right? So I might make a more concise guide about this eventually, like an actual guide, but this is just sort of like a tutorial. So that means, I guess, thank you for watching. Do appreciate it. I'll catch you next one. Mwah. Peace, guys.